Hi kids, this is Mr. E, and welcome back to another installment of the Mystery Book of the Week. Last week we started reading The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales by John Sheska and Lane Smith. And I explained at the time that we would actually be doing the book in 2 parts due to the length of the book. However, I actually miscalculated it, and now we will have to do it in 3 parts. But no worries. Both parts 2 and 3 will be available at the same time. So why don't we get back to The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales by John Sheska and Lane Smith. We pick up our story on The Really Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a mother duck and a father duck who had 7 baby ducklings. 6 of them were regular-looking ducklings. The 7th was a really ugly duckling. Everyone used to say, "What a nice-looking bunch of ducklings. All except that one. Boy, he's really ugly." The really ugly duckling heard these people, but he didn't care. He knew that one day he would probably grow up to be a swan and be bigger and look better than anything in the pond. Well, as it turned out, he was just a really ugly duckling, and he grew up to be just a really ugly duck. The end. The Other Frog Prince. Once upon a time there was a frog. One day, when he was sitting on his lily pad, he saw a beautiful princess sitting by the pond. He hopped in the water, swam over to her, and poked his head out of the weeds. "Pardon me, oh beautiful princess," he said in his most sad and pathetic voice. "I wonder if you could help me." The princess was about to jump up and run, but she felt sorry for the frog with the sad and pathetic voice. So she asked, "What can I do to help you, little frog?" "Well," said the frog, "I'm not really a frog, but a handsome prince who was turned into a frog by a wicked witch's spell. And the spell can only be broken by the kiss of a beautiful princess." The princess thought about this for a second, then lifted the frog from the pond and kissed him. "I was just kidding," said the frog. He jumped back into the pond, and the princess wiped the frog slime off her lips. The end. Little Red Running Shorts. "Okay, I've got things running smoothly now," said Jack the narrator. "And this next story is even better than the last 3. See, it's about this girl who runs very fast and always wears red running shorts. That's where her name comes from. Get it? So anyway, this girl is running to her granny's house when she meets a wolf. He tricks her into taking the long way while he takes the shortcut. Now this is the good part because Red runs so fast that she beats the wolf to Granny's house. He knocks on the door, Red answers it, and guess what she says? "My, what slow feet you have." And that's it. The end. Is that great or what? So sit back, relax, and enjoy Little Red Running Shorts. And now, like I already said, Little Red Running Shorts. "You told the whole story," says Little Red Running Shorts. "We're not going to tell it again." "You can't say that," says Jack. "You have to start with Once Upon a Time." "No way," says the wolf. "You blew it." But you guys are next. Look at the title at the top of the page. Little Red Running Shorts. That's you. Let's go, Wolf. We're out of here. Wait, you can't do this. Your story is supposed to be 3 pages long. What do I do when we turn the page? I planted the wheat. I watered the wheat. I harvested the wheat. Now do I get to tell my story? Said the little red hen. Say, what's going on here? Why is that page blank? Is that my page? Where is that lazy dog? Where is that lazy cat? Where is that lazy mouse? How do they expect me to tell the whole story by myself? Where is that lazy narrator? Where is that lazy illustrator? And where is that lazy author? Forget that hen. Now it's time for the best story in the whole book. My story. Because once upon a time, I traded our last cow for 3 magic beans and... Hey, Giant, what are you doing down here? You're wrecking my whole story. I don't like that story, said the giant. You always trick me. That's the best part, said Jack. Fee, fi, fum, fory. I have made my own story. Great rhyme, Giant, and I'm sure your story is just as good, but there's no room for it. So why don't you climb back up the beanstalk? I'll be up in a few minutes to steal your gold and your singing harp. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. I knew you'd understand. And there's another little thing that's been bugging me. Could you please stop talking in uppercase letters? It really messes up the page. I will read my story now, said the giant. And he did. Giant Story. The end of the evil stepmother said, I'll huff and snuff and give you 3 wishes. The beast changed into 7 dwarfs happily ever after, for a spell had been cast by a wicked witch once upon a time. That's your story? Said Jack. You've got to be kidding. That's not a fairly stupid tale. That's an incredibly stupid tale. An unbelievably stupid tale. That is the most stupid tale I ever... The giant grabbed Jack and dragged him to the next page. Jack's story. Once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway. Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and then began his story. Once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway. Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and then began his story. Once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway. Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, He'll kill me if I do. He'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and then began his story. Once upon a time, there was a giant. Cinderrumpelstiltskin, or the girl who really blew it. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl named Cinderella who lived with her wicked stepmother and two ugly stepsisters. These step-relatives were not only wicked and ugly, they also made Cinderella clean the house every day. One day, the local prince announced that he was holding a fabulous ball at his castle. Everyone was invited. The stepmother and stepsisters got all dressed up to go. But as usual, they made Cinderella clean the house, so she didn't have time to get ready. After the stepmother and stepsisters left for the ball, Cinderella sat down and began to cry. Just then, a little man appeared. "Please don't cry," he said. "I can help you spin straw into gold." "I don't think that will do me much good," said Cinderella. "I need a fancy dress, glass slippers, and a coach." "Would you like to try to guess my name?" said the clever little man. Cinderella looked at him. "No, not really." "Come on. Do you think it's Chester?" "If you don't have a dress, it really doesn't matter." "Oh, just guess a name. Any name." "I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," said Cinderella. Then she closed the door and left the little man standing outside screaming, "Rumpelstiltskin! Rumpelstiltskin! Rumpelstiltskin!" When the stepmother and stepsisters got home from the ball, Cinderella told them about the strange little man. They still made her clean the house, and meaner still, they changed her name to Cinderrumpelstiltskin. The end. As I stated in the beginning of this video, originally, due to the length of the book, I thought that this would be done in 2 parts. I miscalculated. It's going to be in 3 parts. So once this video ends, please go to episode 5, part 3, and enjoy the conclusion of The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales by John Sheska and Lane Smith.